Alright, people, yeah, you know what it is. My name is Kingsley Oba, aka CY, aka the richest. You know what it is? Anyway, this is yet another wonderful episode of your free talk, the free talk and your best podcast in town. I'm telling you, listen, we're gonna win an award.
Amen.
And when it happens, I'm gonna bring it and show you people. I'll pay you.
Period.
There are some doubters that are saying, I beg. I'll come and show you people, and you will know. And by that time, and it's going to be, at that time, you'll create category on Grammys, podcasts. Oh, I will win it.
Amen.
Anyways, my name is, like I said, but we have a full house today.
Yes, so.
But before we do that official introduction, let me talk to my beautiful princess there. Creamy Pepe! You held it down for us last week.
I missed you guys.
I know.
I wanted to cry.
I know, but you had fun.
I had fun. But I told them, I said, I miss my G's, my men's, my protectors, my brothers on my left and on my right. But anyways.
Our traveler.
Najala did come today.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, the princess, the queen, everything herself. She's here. Creamy Pepe, once again, thank you very much for always holding it down for the guys.
Thank
you.
Thank you.
I want to introduce this young lady.
Amen.
She's one of the most intelligent person I have met.
Come on now.
She's a friend, someone I can call a friend. She's a businesswoman. She's a health. I call it, listen, this is my own title for her. She's a health enthusiast.
Amen.
She is into the healthcare. She wants you to be healthy. That's the thing. She's always on my case. Have you done this? Have you done this? You need to do this. And also, she's an MC. She's a host.
Wow.
She's a compere, and she has a business, photo booth business, which she's going to talk about much later. Ladies and gentlemen, please, can you put your hands together and help me welcome Letitia.
Woo! The one and only Joya's in the house.
Amen.
Thank you for this opportunity.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming.
I'm sitting amongst greatness. Someone with greatness.
I agree too.
I agree too.
You don't understand.
Yes, sir.
And to my far right flank over there. In fact, when I heard they told me a lot about this guy. They said he's like on social media. Listen, if you go for him, he comes.
He comes for you.
He speaks his mind. He goes direct. He doesn't sugarcoat. No left, right.
Period.
It is bam, bam. You hear it.
Yes.
You collect woto.
Woto.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's actually a social analyst and also a lab scientist. And I would say he's a businessman because sometimes men don't want to say that.
He's a businessman. And he's also an MC.
He's also an MC?
Yeah.
Fantastic. That's something I'm just getting
And he's also a musician. Plays multiple instruments. Keyboard, drums, bass.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me. Welcome Mr. Victor King.
Woo!
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you
so much for joining. And whatever Creamy told you about me is a lie. She doesn't want to spoil my reputation.
You are not a troublemaker.
She doesn't want to spoil my reputation.
I have proof.
We speak with evidence.
And we speak evidence on this podcast. I have evidence.
Well, this is an honor to be here.
Thank you very much. Thanks for coming and taking out time. I know you guys are all busy, but you took out time to come today. And before we, jump into whatever we want to talk about today. I just want to remind you guys that I'm still doing my show on the 29th of August because I might have forgotten by the time we finish. 29th of August, Crow Plus Comedy Festival is happening at the Bowie Center for the Performing Arts. 6 p.m. door opens, show starts 7 p.m. We have Shehi Brown coming. We have MCPC from Houston.
Yep.
We have Le Boy Synthetic, Kofi the Guru. Yes, one of the legends of comedy is coming, and Quadri Yusuf, one of the young talents coming up. Of course, me. It's going to be fantastic.
Yep.
And we have a surprise. Yes, the host of the evening is MC Charles. For those of you that know MC Charles, MC Charles is going to be
in the house.
Yep, Charles is going to be in the
lineup.
house. So it's going to be a wonderful show. Go get your tickets.
I
Tickets are
remember
available.
he will not tell you the discounts because the discount is important. You got to talk about the discounts.
So the discount is this. If you go to your Google Play Store or Apple Store, download the Crow Plus app.
Yep.
Crow Plus app, download, subscribe for $4.99. That's your ticket to enter the show.
That's it.
Just download for $4.99. You don't enter the show free. That's all.
Because if you come on that day, you pay $50.
Exactly. So that day is $50. That's all. Anyways, thank you, Creamy, for always watching my back. Now, today we have a very, I think I'll call it a sensitive topic.
I'm excited about this one.
It's a sensitive topic because a lot of people don't want to discuss this kind of thing because they feel I don't have enough information, or I don't want to say something that will make people blacklist me or sound controversial. But it's already saying I beg that one concerned. So now the topic is basically, is marriage still relevant or just a cultural expectation? I don't know. I'm going to take the back burner and maybe throw it out there. I want Mr. Victor to let's get
why
your.
do I feel like I'm being set up here?
You're not set up here.
I mean,
okay, let's do it.
Yes, sir.
I asked Creamy a question before we start. I said, is this supposed to be a Christian podcast or
free talk podcast? You can talk. Free talk.
It is even that call it free talk.
Free talk,
so,
yes.
If we have to free talk, we have to free talk.
Free talk.
So is marriage is still relevant or is a social expectation? It depends on what side we are looking at it, pretty much.
Okay.
I would like to, be careful enough to say we cannot overrule the social expectation. So I would say it's both. But when it comes to the relevance, marriage is an institution that has outlived even man. And it will always be relevant. It's like a pool. It becomes a function of, you can be at the pool side and you are not wet because you didn't step into the pool. It doesn't mean that if you step in, you're still not going to swim. It's relevant. It will always be relevant. Yes, are there, realities and, facts that shows that maybe a couple of people or a larger number of people are stepping out of it or stepping away from it for some reasons which I think we're going to build up and begin to address. But I think marriage is relevant, will always be relevant. Now, the social, this thing, matter of fact, marriage becomes tedious, it becomes a problem because in the first place, we consider it as a socio-cultural demand, as an expectation. That's the beginning of failure. If it's you in the first place, you think that it is something that you have to fulfill, it's an obligation you have to fulfill. As a social demand or as a cultural demand. That's where the problem starts from.
But shouldn't it be an obligation? If you're married to somebody, aren't you obligated to be committed to the marriage?
You should not be. No. As a social expectation, it should never be a social expectation. You should not be married because as a Yoruba woman, I'm supposed to be married at 32. No, that's nonsense. No.
That I agree on the social level, but on the general.
See, barriers are made by humans. You don't have to follow it. We set a standard for ourselves that makes our life difficult.
But in life, you also need, rules and, barriers.
Who is making it?
I understand. Definitely.
If the rules is not made by you, then you are what Bob Marley say. You are a mental slavery.
So okay, I totally get what you're saying, but at the same time, society needs some barriers and some rules. So if we allow everybody to run agog, or set our own barriers, I think we will be running a chaotic society because if everybody decides to come up with their own rules and barriers and set their own standards, I think because the truth is,
take for example a person like Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler, those were his rules, those were his standards, the things he did. This is how I want society to be.
Right.
I want to wipe out the entire Jew. I want to, So if not for the fact that other countries stepped in and said, we need to get this guy out, because if we don't, this is going to, and you know what, if it happens that way, some other person would pick the same idea and say, oh, I think he went through with it. Let me also try my own, go my own way. So as much as I understand what you're saying, but I also feel that, sometimes our own rules might be to our own detriment,
Yeah, but that cannot, you see, I agree with you, but in the context of marriage, it's very personal.
Come on, okay, can you give me a typical example? Why is it personal?
Okay, now, you know that I did a study at the time, and I realized that almost 75% people marry for every other thing except for their happiness. And it's sad. You marry, especially in the part of the world that we come from, because your parents are mounting pressure. Just like people go to school and have got a degree because of their parents. People marry just to be socially accepted. I've been in that phase at the time where there are some places you can't talk because you either are not married or your marriage failed. There are some talking you should not even put your mouth in certain places because you will, what we call social disregard.
Would you say that's here in the States, or is that?
It's everywhere, but I think it's more predominant to the African community, maybe to the extent that I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll come back to you. I want to hear from
Letitia.
Tisha, do you think, what's your perspective on the relevance? Is marriage a relevant thing, or is just a cultural and social expectation, to it?
Marriage is relevant, but I'm going to throw a bomb and say it's also cultural, because every culture has their own way that they dictate how marriage works. Indian culture, what do they do? Japanese, Chinese. Like, for example, my neighbor, where I was living before, his wife is Japanese. She passed away. What does the family do? They get him another wife within
the family.
that family.
The family of the wife.
Of the wife.
Give him another lady from their family.
Oh, it's a Japanese culture.
And don't quote me 100%, but I saw that's how it happened, so that he's not alone. So what I'm saying is that marriage is relevant because marriage has a purpose.
Right.
So I don't think the relevance is not what I want to say, it's not a real issue to discuss. That only people that are just like, you want to be haywire, you don't want to be responsible to anyone, okay? Accountable, that's what You don't want to be accountable to anyone. Because some people will say, well, we can just be together and we say we're together, but there's something special about committing to that person. Right? So not necessarily the law.
Hold on, I'm still on you. Still on you. I want to ask you this because you said something. So, because I was talking to a guy, I think we also discussed this the last topic about this girl that has been living with this guy they've been dating for how many years? I think he talked about it, about 10 years, and they have kids, and they're not married, and we're like, what's she still doing in that relationship? Right. Now I also talked to this guy. He said he has a girlfriend. They've been together for about 20 years or so, and they're not married, but they kind of like, they understand, okay.
Back in the day, that was considered common law marriage. So technically, you're married.
Even till now.
It's just not
official. There is no official commitment to, okay, we've solidified it, or we've gone to the court, or and I now asked him, so does your woman have a problem with that? She said she just started like bringing the issue of marriage up, and he's like, why? We
have something that is working.
So would you say that there's a problem with people just living together and
okay, so though we said it's not a Christian podcast per se, but I'm going to come from a believer's standpoint,
sure.
right? There's no way I'm going to just live with a man for 20 years. I'm not doing it. It depends on the belief of that person.
Amen.
Number one. Number two, I feel like still it's an honorable respect type thing. If you're saying that this is your woman and you're going to have children with this woman, is it a problem to say that she's my wife? You'd rather for 20 years say she's my girlfriend?
So his argument is this: why do we have to put this title?
Honestly,
okay, move the government out of the way. Culturally,
and commit to this
it's
person.
the families that say, "Oh, you're taking my daughter and you're with my son." We recognize that you all are one. You all are together. You are now a family.
And he says his parents know they are dating, and
honestly, see why. In my opinion, that guy is very irresponsible. Taking responsibility is not just you waking up in the morning and paying your bills. If you are saying that this person is somebody that you love, you should be committed to the person as the person is committed to you. One of the ways of being committed to somebody is is irresponsible for 20 years. That's the height of. You can't even try it with me.
Anybody is irresponsible in this matter. Is the wife.
And I was going to say
no. I was not going to leave her without a blame. Okay. I was going to say I was going to say he is irresponsible and she is foolish.
No.
That's how I was going to say she is foolish. No. Her own is foolishness. Irresponsibility is that you did not come. She is foolish.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Translation.
That's translation means mumu or de. Sorry, foolish.
I got
Let me tell you something. You see, in this life, everybody is responsible primarily to himself. It is never the fault of who call you a fool. It is the fault of you that act like one.
I agree.
Moba. Dropping bombs over here.
You want to say that again?
It's never the fault of who call you a fool. It is the fault of you that act like one. So, you have a responsibility
to not accept it,
to protect your dignity.
As soon as
irrespective of what you should not stay there for 1 year. See, if you don't stand for something, you fall for anything. So it is see, you teach people how to treat you.
No, I agree.
Hold on. To the guy who get angry with buying anything on layaway.
Atunti Bere Karamo. Well, I started this Karamo thing. See,
we're gonna be friends, bro.
No, I am not disputing the fact that's why I said I am not also leaving the lady without a blame. But I'm also saying, because when she started talking about it, he's also resisting it. I'm just saying he's irresponsible and she's foolish. Either way, the blame cannot be on one person. The blame cannot be on one person. We have to be very factual.
I know it doesn't feel good, but the honest truth is
gender thing.
Yes, I'm not talking about you interpreted what I'm saying as a gender thing. That's not what I'm saying.
No, because can't somebody just
it's not
the blame. No. There are two adults. One is irresponsible. The other one is foolish.
Okay, so let me break it down to you. There are two
adults. What's the meaning of foolishness? Let's start from there.
Wait. We'll see who is foolish now. There are two adults. That decide to come together and cohabit and start children and make a family without doing the right thing.
Right.
On one of the adults is getting everything that he wants for free without committing to anything.
So what makes you feel that she's not getting what she wants for free?
Excuse me. And who is complaining? Now, he's getting everything. See, there's no reason why you expect me to pay for a value that I can get for free and I'm getting for free.
I agree.
There's no sense in it. No
man. If you agree, so what's the problem?
I'm just saying that the blame cannot be on one person.
Let me show you.
One is irresponsible and the other person is foolish. I don't know how else to say this.
So what you are saying is that it's irresponsible for me to get what I should pay for free.
Hold on.
When you give it to me for free.
for the sake of posterity and for the sake of your children, you're also creating life with this other person. Hold on. Let me finish. That's the problem. You people will not allow me to finish.
What will happen to the children?
Let me finish. If you let me finish, you will know what happened to the children. So now you are raising both male and female, right? Hold on. You're raising both male and female, right? And then you want to teach these children responsibility, blah blah blah, whatever the case may be.
You want to all because you didn't marry their mother.
That's not what I'm saying.
Okay,
but chill now. You see, that's why I say you're too controversial. I see your blood.
Creamy, there's something you are not understanding.
She understands. She's not just eating it. She knows what it is.
Maybe you know what.
She knows what it is.
See why you say you are too far from me. Because you know say me I this. That's me. I've heard you like this. See,
she knows what it is.
Let me tell you what you didn't listen to what he said.
I listened.
He said, why should I pay for something I am getting for free?
And that's why I said the lady is foolish.
That's where she's at.
That's why she's foolish.
Then it's not
It's not. It has nothing
I
to do
haven't
with
said
the
it's
guy.
his fault here.
That's where it's coming from.
I said the blame. I said
irresponsible.
one person is irresponsible and the other person is foolish.
He's irresponsible
I don't see how that's an argument. He is irresponsible.
Forgetting what he's supposed to be.
So what I was,
Is
I think
irresponsible.
can I just interject quickly?
Yes, please.
When I'm hearing her, if the man is a gentleman with standards,
Thank you.
so then she's saying he has this woman, he's looking at her. I'm gonna do the right thing, and I'm not talking about 20 years. Let's say year 1 to year 2.
Let's get your mic closer.
Oh, year 1 to year 2. I'm going to marry this woman. On top of that, the woman
It's also-
should have after 10 months, whatever it is, say, hey, if this is not,
And then I don't want it.
I don't want it. So
That's what I'm
she's
saying.
really saying, well, what type of man, because I hear you when you say, well, I'm going to pay for it if she's giving it to me.
For free,
So
yeah.
that's her foolishness. But if we just can kind of rewind and go back to the beginning, as the man, when he met her, when he saw her, did he not see that, you know what, she's my wife? Because scripture says a man,
Who finds?
a
Wife.
finds
A.
good
Thing.
thing. So is it that he did not see her as a wife? So again, she's foolish to not know that he didn't even value her from the beginning. So who's that man though? We just
Letitia,
wanna-
oh, you
who's
a
that
cold,
man?
a cold bottle of Coke. God bless you.
Man, I closely listened to you because I want to revert everything you said.
Okay, it's all
You
right.
started something very interesting by saying when they started the relationship, if the man is a good man that has standard, he will have known to do the right thing. If this man is a good man that has standard, he will not choose this woman in the first place. I can bet you. Because any man that has standard will not choose a woman that can voluntarily put herself on layaway in the first place. In the first place, they will not even exist. So now, at the initial period of their relationship, something brought them together. Whether the conversation happened then or not, you see, the fact that they've been 20 years together does not necessarily establish that at the initial stage, this woman was the choice of this man. Nothing establishes it. There's so many. In fact, there is a stat that shows that about 80% of men marry a woman that is not their choice. You don't know that?
Yep.
Yes, because marriage is not a function of love.
You don't marry who you don't. Somebody said something. I don't know. Somebody said something.
It's not
He
a function of love.
You don't. How did he say it? But he said you marry the person you love. No,
you love the person you marry.
You don't love
Marry
the person
you love.
You know.
Let's get it out.
I understand what you're saying.
You marry you.
You love the person you marry.
marry.
You don't marry the person you love. So let me break it down for you.
And that's why we have a lot of dysfunctional
someone,
homes.
wait, hold up. I'll break it down to you.
Is that from a man's standpoint or a female standpoint? That statement.
Well, I will hold it from a man's standpoint,
Okay,
but
because
in
it's
both
different
sides, it is
here.
in
So
your,
I said
the
it's in your,
responsibilities all
in
over the
both
place.
sides, it will be in your interest to see. Let me break it down to you. Love can be what bonds you, and don't get it wrong. Love is essential in marriage, but love is not a determinant
Of course.
to marriage.
To
You
marriage,
don't
yeah.
marry somebody because you love them. Excuse me. You
100.
Do you love McDonald's?
But Jay, is it good for me? No.
But it can kill you.
Of course.
Definitely.
You can love what is not good for you.
Yeah.
That's true.
You can actually be in love with what is not good for you.
No, that I agree.
So love cannot be the reason why you marry. That's the beginning of failure.
There's a place for common sense.
You marry for man and woman is different.
Benefit, but go ahead.
No. First of all, there are some things that don't sound right. We say some things because it's either socially acceptable or is religious standards, but they are not obtainable.
So it's fair to say marriage these days is transactional.
I never said that.
No, I said that's what I said. It's fair to say.
It looks like.
No.
I was going to say marriage is a business.
No. So
it's
for
like
me,
a business partner.
For man perspective and woman perspective, the standards or the values are different.
Yeah.
So for man, right, a man will trade love for respect.
Okay.
Anytime, anywhere.
100%. I stand with you on that one.
So the woman who can hear me and can listen to me and can find leadership in me is better than the woman that is so in love with me.
So respect is earned. Go ahead, let's see.
Let's talk about
matter.
Okay.
It don't matter whether it is earned, is stolen, is borrowed. As long as I'm getting the respect of this person, she's a priority.
No,
Wait,
it
so
matters.
when do you all
Baby, go ahead.
When
please.
do you all determine? Okay, you have the respect. When do you all actually love the person to know? So it's the respect that will make you marry.
No.
Then the love will come.
The love is. You see, love is not.
If we are going by the scripture,
hold on. We will go
okay,
there.
let's go there.
I'm a Bible student. We'll go by the scripture.
Very.
Love is a commitment. It's not a feeling. You choose who you love.
Okay.
I can decide to love you today, and I'll be in love with you, and I can check out of you today. Love becomes a commitment you invest after you have chosen who you want to marry.
What was the original attraction? What starts that? I don't know if
It's attraction.
So it is the attraction.
So
It's the attraction.
When
you remember when we talked about one of the episodes when we were talking about how I met my wife. It was the attraction first of all. It was
anybody that tell you that it is one Holy Spirit that chose the wife for them. Slap them. It's a lie.
Slap the person.
It's a lie.
Me, I agree. That part. This is one thing that all of us will agree on.
So I think, you see, when you're attracted to somebody, and you guys start something,
then communication, then acceptance, then you now take a decision to marry, and then you invest love in it.
Back. Can we back up?
Yes.
Where's the
attraction?
respect? I'm not saying on your side. So the attraction. You're the
Then
man.
communication.
So as you're communicating, that's where you
Then
can
you
see
can
if
see
she
the
respects you.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where you see
And then acceptance.
But she now, because we love.
Be playing.
You
Okay,
know?
so let me tell you
So
something. Let me tell you something that you don't like. Do you know that it is only women that bend their standard and put their interest behind when it comes to the considered?
I do know.
Men don't bend standards.
No, that
That's
I agree.
facts.
That
That's
I
true.
agree with you.
If
Yes,
you
true.
want it, you want it. You can mess around with somebody who don't have the standard, but it's just whiling away time.
No, that I agree. I will not disagree with you on that. But I'm also still saying, regardless upon still, I am still
That's not English.
I don't understand. What's going on? What is going on?
Respect is earned.
The respect, okay.
Go
So
ahead.
the respect that he's saying, it happened in the communication stage. So he has earned it. At that
Okay,
point,
so-
if we, the woman, have not bent our standard, so he has met up to that point, the communication, respect, that's when it has been earned.
Okay,
now,
so-
when is the marriage? Because we're talking about these people that 20 years.
Right.
So she's right, they're just foolish. Let them just carry on their way.
Down that foolishness.
But we need to help the ones that are watching the same.
Okay, so from the place of communication, there are 4 basic things that you are going to ascertain. First of all, before I list them, let me explain to you that it is the dumbest thing for anybody to work out relationship.
To work out?
Relationship.
Why do you say
You
so?
don't. You work out marriage. The relationship is for you to see whether it's working out or not.
Okay,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
You
makes
don't
sense.
work relationship. Relationship is the window for you to see whether it is working or it's not working. If it is working, then that's a stage you get to the stage of acceptance, and then you take a decision to marry. If it's not working, check out.
I agree.
Is that simple? The problem why we have so many dysfunctional marriage is that so many women have, that's why we have so many women in church. Women are believers. They have faith. They believe things that does not even exist. You clearly see
it.
Now this is killing you.
And then you believe that you are assistant Jesus.
You can
that
change
you are going to change one thing, change somebody's.
I agree.
Somebody that his parents did not change.
Okay. I agree.
His parents could not change.
I agree.
Jesus that saved him has not changed him. Who are that old woman?
Who do you think you are?
Old woman, who are
That you think you are going to change this man? So they always have an expectation of something will change when they marry. And then they get to, so now this is the problem. Change is constant. But not with men, not in marriage.
Not in marriage,
now,
I agree.
When you get to marriage now, because you want to see, women see two images in one man. The man they marry and the man they want to marry. Now, so the same man that is seeing, but you want to see him with certain values. There's an unprovoked energy that begins to come to enforce that change. Guess what? Instead of demand to change, whether that's thing that she wants to change is right or wrong, even if it's the best thing for the man. Man's biggest enemy is his ego. You are going to trigger his ego. Now the reaction to that ego is that he's going to revolt. He's going to rebel. Because you see, this man married a wife. He did not marry a mother. Most men actually escape their mother.
That's the first.
Escape their mother.
Somebody that have said it.
Because that's actually
some truth.
You are the first person that said that.
I just want
This
to
is
throw
true.
it.
I
Escape their mother to marry a wife. And then they escape their mother to marry another mother.
No, Victor, hold on.
I'm
You are the
never
one
like that.
person in a long time that has said that word. In fact, some men justify the fact that. That's why see why I said I should stop throwing blanket statements. So some men will tell you that I want to marry you because you remind me of my mother.
They are scamming you.
They are scamming you.
I hate that word. I can slap you if you tell me that.
It's a scam.
Shame on BNE.
We have
Sorry,
used
am
that
I the one
format.
that born you?
We have used that format. It's a scam.
Those things.
So this,
No, go ahead.
we got here because we were dealing with the couple that we agreed. They're just not wise. Let them continue in their 20 years. Personally, exactly, get to know more. Sir, I forget your name, but Mr. Victor, you did already say, I'm not paying for something where I'm getting it for free. So leave them in their corner. But as we're moving forward to cultural, you said, is it relevant?
Yes.
It is still relevant, and I want to touch the fact that, but it's also cultural, and the culture, a lot of the culture is putting pressure on marriages.
People,
So people are not able to truly bond and grow and build together because having gone through my journey, I do understand, you said business transaction. In a way, marriage is still a business transaction. I have a quality, you have a quality, we bring it together to make a bigger quality. And what's that quality going to be? How we live, how we're pouring into the children, how we're pouring into the community. And we just continue, because my thing is continue to grow together. Is this even sounding like it's making sense? This is how I think.
No, it's
the
making
two
no
come
sense.
together, so we grow together. Now, in that case, I like what you didn't finish your 4 points too, so you have to go back to that. Because when you were talking about that communication, because that's the key. It's there. We talked about we didn't talk about it, but red flags are usually there at that period.
So, there are some terms we use these days, most especially like this Gen Z, these terms that we come up with, and I feel it kind of confuses us more and confuses even by things like red flag, narcissism, there are some terms they throw around these days.
Is it talking stage, dating, but this strategy to rub it
How many
around.
stages? They said they
They
have
have talking stage, they have all this
stage,
nonsense.
I cannot say understand the stages. These stages
No.
are confusing.
there
Talking
is
stage,
talking stage,
exclusive,
dating,
dating,
exclusively
exclusively dating.
Oh, I didn't know.
They want to fornicate. That's it.
Okay.
That's all.
You know, you said
There's
that. Your point is because that 20-year thing. That's what I realized. It's like you want everything, but you don't want the commitment.
So okay, I wanted to say something about these people, this 20 years thing.
Yes, sir.
One of the things that there's a time I had this heaviness about, you know, the rampage of especially African marriages abroad and the old, like it's almost like everybody's having one problem with it. And I was studying and I realized that one of the things that I study with men, I will not generalize, but I will say predominantly African men,
Right.
is that we love to eat our cake and have it. And man, can I say it to your face? Every man wants or love, not want, because sometimes we put our wants under, measures. Every man loves to eat his cake and have it. If you let me eat the cake and have it,
that's on you.
No,
that's on the woman.
You
That's
should
on
be
the
responsible for it.
I agree.
So
I agree
in
with
that
you.
case, we're making it look like, oh, they have been 20 years, like that's a problem. No, it's only one person that's having a problem, not the man. Everything is working just fine for the guy.
For the guy, yeah.
Everything is working just fine. If anybody have a problem, it's her. And guess who caused the problem? Her. Guess who will fix the problem? Her.
And that's why I said she's foolish. That's why she has the bigger part of the blame. She's foolish. The guy is irresponsible.
So there's no point even her asking to be married.
Sir, do you know that
She's very foolish.
in this world now, with all these stages and the way people are designing relationships now, do you know that? Do you know that it is sensible and more profitable for a man to not be married than to be married? Let's leave sentiment aside.
Because you're counting the fact that government is involved.
No, the fact that you can enjoy every benevolence of marriage without being married.
Oh, okay.
Oral.
But then wait.
When I got married, when I got married,
right?
I lost followership.
You
got married, you lost.
Yes.
So hold on. Let me give you a little background story for him.
When I got married,
hold on.
I lost followership.
Let me give you a background story why he said that. Nico has been single, married, divorced, remarried, continue.
So, in that space when I was single again, ladies and
when
gentlemen,
he was in the sugar daddy vibe,
I was sick one time. I got people sending soup for me from Texas, from Arizona.
This is real.
I will wake up in the morning, I will find cards and flowers in my door, fruit bags. I got sick recently when I'm married.
So
Don't tell.
So Victor, will you say
I ain't getting nothing.
I'm tired, bro.
Victor, will you say that that's where they're trying to draw the boundaries? These old girls, they're trying to
So you enjoy this.
respect themselves.
They are respecting
But they're
themselves.
not respecting themselves in the beginning. This is not my man. Why am I sending him soup out of the
Because they are
state?
pitching
No, we are not supposed to pitch. Okay, that'll be another topic.
Really?
No. Hey, people may not like me in the comments today.
Really?
I should not be pitching no man.
And I agree with you because, like you said, the Bible says the man who finds.
And that one I will stand on from the beginning of time till we die. I'm
Because-
over. I should not be pitching.
I agree.
To no man.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
not coming into your DM.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I'm hearing that this is what's happening, and I know I
It's
think I
called
might be
business
going off
perspective.
tangent a little bit. What do you think?
You see why you said something
That's out of order.
some shows ago. You said men love to pursue.
And
So
they-
why do I have to pursue?
Right, and I'm taking it away from you.
No,
but they're not pursuing.
No. They're not pursuing.
They're pursuing him by sending him.
No, they're not. They're just being nice.
No, sir.
They're just saying, I'm here. That's not pursuing.
They are thinking that is now that's something.
Okay, let me ask you a
It's
question.
prospecting.
Let me ask you a question.
It's called prospecting.
Let me ask you a question. You're at a bar. You're at a bar, like, a lounge or something.
Yes.
And a couple of guys come in. And you like one of them.
I like what I see.
You like what you see. You're like, okay, this guy looks good. Now, do you think it is wrong for you to, like, a little bit flirty?
Yes, I'm old school.
Huh? Like you
Wait,
know,
flirting.
Well, there's a way to
Yeah.
There's I should have let you finish. There's a way that we would You're
Go
right.
ahead, go ahead.
Flirt,
You're already saying that.
There's a way you'll look so you'll know that.
Yes, ma'am.
No, but that's not
different from
DMing.
sliding into your DM.
That's me giving you permission
Leave them.
now.
They want to justify this. That's why I'm looking at them.
No. But Hey, I'm not sliding into your DM. I'm not sliding into your
High five.
Listen,
I agree
this
with
new
you.
thing I'm excited
This
with
new
the mic.
foolishness that is going on with ladies.
Yes, we guys know.
In fact, it is even so bad
Okay,
now.
so-
Bro, it is even so bad now that you see ladies proposing to men.
Oh!
It's annoying.
That's out of order. If you
I'm
believe in
telling you,
God,
I
don't
can't
believe in
stand
God,
it.
it's out of order.
Creamy, hold on.
Mama kune for you ring. Who
hold
dare
on.
you think you are?
Translation.
I will not give you ring. Who dare you think you are?
Creamy, hold on.
Eh?
Hold on.
Oh yeah, continue.
Hold on.
We pause.
You see, I get everything people are saying, and I strongly believe I'm a little bit old-fashioned too. I've had so many women ask me out, and the honest truth is the only reason why I would not give them a shot is because it's scary to me for a woman to ask me.
Right.
So we're on the same page.
So I'm old-fashioned like that. However, I want you to know that you cannot apply an old formula to a new problem. Let me explain that to you. You see,
Which
this
formula is
idea
old? What
of-
is the problem that's new?
Okay, so you need to admit to the reality that we are in a different world right now.
That's why things are jacked up now.
Yep.
Hold on.
Okay.
So those old fashioned of thinking that one man will chase you for 3 months and be writing you a letter, you will stay in your father's house for long.
No, well, we're
You
not
see,
saying
it's not
that
going to
either.
fall. It's not going to work like that. See, do you know that there are so many young ladies that are marriageable today, and it's not that there are no men that want them; they are not available.
Well, what does that mean?
And let me explain that to you.
Accessible.
Somebody,
How are they not accessible?
because do you know that most people, especially in the Western world, they live a triangle life. Is house, work, church.
Oh,
house,
okay.
work, church.
Okay, that
Why
I
are they
agree.
going to meet any man?
I'm not DMing. You haven't adjusted. You have to tell me why is it okay to
So
still
in
slide
the
into
world
your
of today, the
DMs?
reality is
The reality
that
of today.
men and women have to come to that terms that we are in a very speedy world right now. The world is moving at a pace that nobody's chasing you anywhere. Excuse me. Nobody. It's not going to happen. You will grow mustache.
Is that what you're going to tell your daughter?
No, I will tell my daughter, if you say, mother, I like him, tell him you like him.
Let me.
No, wait, let me explain this. Let me explain this to you. The fact that you see me now and you tell me you like me, it is indiscipline on your side to think that's the reason why you have to sleep with me. Hold on. You just say, okay, let me ask you a question. If you're walking by a mall and you see a man that is, for some reason, attractive, he's tall, good looking, no intention to, nothing. You are, in fact, you are a married woman. I know you, Creamy.
Yeah.
You are somebody that is very good with compliments. I know you literally can walk to somebody in woman and say, you look so good.
I do it all the time.
Yeah,
I do it all the time.
We do need to be able to compliment.
Yeah, I do it all the
Okay,
time.
so in the same vein, why can't you see somebody that you like and say, I really like you?
But that's
no,
only different
wait. And then after that, back off. You've told him you like him.
So, for
let him
example-
now be the man.
For example,
doesn't mean you will still
okay,
not
for
be
example,
chased.
when CY came in and you came in, I gave compliments on your outfit and your perfumes. Because I love to, if I say a good thing, I love it. But that's just me saying that I'm pushing forward. No. I'm not saying on the part of sliding into a man's DM and kind of chasing the man.
Okay, so
I
let
have
me
a
get a
problem
balance to
with that.
this. Let me put a balance. I'm not a part of those say slide a man's DM and ask the man out. But I am saying, let's walk.
That's
Hello,
what
how are you
announced-
doing?
that's
I
what
like
I
what
said. That's where
you
the
do.
flirting
You
comes
understand?
in now.
That's what I'm
Let me
saying.
give you a typical example from myself, because I like using myself as an example so that you can verify. You know, I told you the story how I met my wife. You know, my mom sent food for me, and they took it to the wrong apartment, which was their apartment. And then they were looking for, because they were not expecting anybody to bring food for them, and they were looking for who owns the food, and eventually came to my doorstep and knocked and said, oh, am I expecting something from someone? You know, oh, yeah. And the food had gone bad because it was there for like 2 days.
Oh.
And then I was like, okay, let me have it. She said, I want to go help you wash it. This is a total stranger. You don't know this guy. You're like, let me go and pour it and help you wash it. I'm like, no, bring it. She's like, I insist. What was that?
That's just a nice gesture.
That's
just a nice gesture.
That woman is looking for husband.
That's a nice gesture.
That's
Stop
not a
it.
nice gesture.
That's a nice gesture. Sis. As
Creamy.
you're looking at me, it was just a nice gesture.
Creamy.
Translation.
All
Sorry, what
liars
is it?
will go to hell. It's a nice gesture, but exactly, you see, this is a multiple. This is what I'm talking about. But to a man wey sabi,
Immediately.
he knows that is an advancement.
See what? She don't do your eyes.
It's just
She dey enter your eyes.
She just threw it on the table like I'm a woman of virtue. Yes, do with this information what you need to. That's an informal message that if you are single, I'm the best you can get around.
You know what? You have a point. You know what, sister? I just remember.
Without losing her dignity, she has sent a message.
Okay.
Without losing dignity.
I was going to remind you of something because there is a point, but that still does not justify sliding the door.
Right.
No.
What did Ruth do?
Well,
Ruth did.
She-
Sliding into the DM.
that's not sliding into DM. That's not sliding into
Sliding
DM.
into DM.
No.
Sometimes you just have to see. First of all, I have a problem
Okay.
with.
Okay. Let me
But
say.
there are
Let me.
some. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Let me say this. Okay. Let's say that maybe I should have said that there should be a limit to how you present yourself.
I agree.
Yeah.
We don't agree with that.
That's what
Hands off now.
Because for
some,
me,
they go too far.
I see it on social media. I even see girls. Sorry, when you are not mad,
Yeah.
you now carry ring and then say, baby, will you marry me?
I think some of those things are just.
I think they're just really for the gram.
It's the gram. It's just for the gram.
I honestly think it's for the gram.
And it's idiotic because what's the message that you're sending?
Honestly, I've settled a quarrel
If you
with
bring
two
me to
friends.
my house and propose to me, I will call my pastor on you.
I'll call the police.
I'm telling you.
Oh,
There's
Badura,
no way.
you need prayer.
It's a spiritual attack.
I
Something is wrong
agree.
with you.
No, I agree.
There's no way.
I've settled an issue with two of my friends that got married, and then in the midst of them arguing, they married though with kids, and in the midst of them arguing about, then the guy threw that statement outside. After all, I did not say I want to marry you.
He's just being.
The guy is just being an idiot, but the truth is, many married men did not say they want to marry their wife. It just happened.
Married
Married men did not really choose their wife.
They didn't choose their wife. So who chose the wife?
Life.
Life.
No, so let me rephrase that statement.
I was about to say.
Let me
because
rephrase. Married men end up choosing not necessarily like, you know what,
The person they really wanted,
the
would
woman
have-
of my dream
Yeah.
kind of ish.
Is there really a woman of your dreams?
Thank you.
Okay, so every man have a skeletal figure of the kind of woman that drives fantasy.
agree.
Vis-a-vis.
Every man have it.
Okay.
But do you know that 70% of the time that's not what they marry?
So then when they marry,
Go ahead.
why did you still answer? Then why? I understand yours. I remember your story. You said you want someone who's what is it? Account? You know, business. Not office
Yes.
type.
Yes.
This and that. So initially, your wife was not the one, but there was still something else that drew you
So
to
what
say
drew me to my wife was the fact he mentioned it earlier, respect.
she gave you respect. So we go back. So that image of that woman is respect written on her forehead.
I had that
There's
one.
no man that's looking for
Victor.
those
You told me you
internal
need
things.
respect.
Teacher,
Yes.
you know,
But
I actually
it's never
met
the first
the
thing.
woman of my dream.
Okay.
I met her.
Was she by the water side?
No,
I'm
I
just
met her. But it took me, my friends, to bring me out of the
The
bad dream.
stupor. Oh, you was a dream.
It was like a bad
Okay,
dream.
okay.
But I was willing to
Sacrifice it regardless.
sacrifice it.
Uh-huh.
But it took me, my friends, and then me coming to reality that this is
No,
going
this
to
is
be-
not. This is a bad
Yeah.
idea.
So this is also saying you have your image, but that does not mean it's good for you, right?
So your image is just a
'Cause it goes
fantasy.
back- but you said
It's not
respect.
necessarily what is good for you.
Okay, so the one that
So
you
when
respect-
every man always get to that threshing floor where you know, we really don't have, men don't put themselves on timeline the way people say woman have clock, whatever. Men
that's
don't
what they
have no
say.
clock.
It's not all of us that say that.
Okay, so for
men
men,
don't,
you just sleep one day and wake up and just say, I want to marry.
So
Now,
Men do not or do.
men do. We just wake up one day and take that decision. It
okay.
doesn't matter what time.
Okay.
So as at that time, it becomes a function of what are your options. So you see that dream image is just image. Sometimes you might have that, it might align. But you see, as at that time when the man decides to marry, it becomes a function of what is important to you. You see, when the man wants to have a girlfriend, it's different. When the man wants to marry, what is important is respect, his peace and value. it has something to do with the image. It has nothing to
The
do
third one you mentioned, value.
It has nothing to do with image.
Once you can identify shared values and then respect. See, honestly, on a more serious note, ladies watching out there, if a man does not find these things he mentioned, these three things he mentioned,
it's scary to take that kind of decision.
So CY and Victor, you are right. And I want to throw this. This person will be watching this show.
Right.
And I want to say this, and I hold the person's name down. He's been married before and now divorced, trying to get married again. And now,
A guy?
Yeah, a guy. He sees this particular lady he's pursuing, or they're dating, and she has everything that he wants in terms of value, respect, and anything that I can think of. The one thing that she does not have are the looks.
The looks.
And because of that, no.
Okay.
This is what I'm telling him, and I hope that you guys probably say something to his brain, because I keep telling him that that's something that is fixable.
Creamy.
He's telling
Is
me
it
that
that the girl don't look like what he want, or the girl is actually ugly? They are two different things.
No,
there are people that are ugly. Who ugly?
Good question.
Because somebody might be pretty, but is not attracted to me.
Me, yes.
It's different from this person. He's ugly. He's straight up. There's no mixing of words.
No.
Don't tell me his beauty is the eye of the builder. I cannot build. The eye of the builder cannot build. I cannot build what
This
is
guy is killing me.
You understand?
Yes.
Let's
And
not
also,
mix it.
What you both have mentioned it several times. If you don't mind, for we in the audience, we females, tell us what is respect for a man. What
Okay,
is, because I just want to add this. We hear that word coming from some men that don't even know that they're a man, but they want respect.
Yep.
And I'm not trying to give you attitude, but I know I did the head. So please, if you could kindly just really help us understand.
Time me, please.
Time
I want to run through something in 3 minutes. Okay, thank you. So,
go.
Let me spell this out. When it comes to respect for a man, it's just simple. A man looks for somebody that can listen to him and can communicate with him without compromising his dignity. Most times, women do a lot of talking and less of communication. You can be present and not be available. It is very possible. So most times when it comes to respect, is somebody who find leadership in me, who trust me enough that as a leader, I can challenge a cause for the interest of both of us. Now, I am not Jesus Christ. I will be wrong. That is why you are a helpmate. But while you are providing your help, don't provide your help at the expense of my dignity. The problem is that women are being of passion. So most times, your good intention might produce bad feedback because of you see, there's what we call SMCR in communication, source, message, channel, and receiver. Most time, the problem where women have problem is the channel. It's not the what, it's the how. So the intent is right, the message is right, the channel is wrong. So when you compromise a man's dignity, whether your idea is the brightest one, better than Thomas Edison, you will get a bad feedback. So a man that can trust me enough to provide leadership and can listen. Women talk, they barely listen. That can listen to me and I don't have to make sense of it. I'm not supposed to make sense all the time.
I feel like it's the other way around.
Wait, hold on. Who can trust me enough?
No. Let me tell you why I said that. It has been proven that men find it difficult to listen. We talk, you guys don't listen.
Okay, let me explain why you feel that way. It is because 9 out of 10 times, women have a premeditated response that they expect from the man.
Not women. That's a blanket statement.
I made bold to make that blanket statement, and I can prove it anywhere.
You cannot prove it anywhere.
Okay,
You might marry.
do you know, Oga?
Sure, you marry me. I'm marrying me. Now you marry me.
To prove you wrong.
So,
Women transparent.
Let me give you an example. Hold on. We need
Yeah.
transparent. Please let me finish. Run this down. Let me run this down. Let me run this down. So, but you see, let me strike a balance to this respecting. Respect, however, is a reaction to love. And a reaction to trust. If a woman can trust you enough that you have her interest at heart, if the woman can feel loved enough, she will effortlessly respect you.
Give me five. Come, excuse me. Okay, this one.
I agree with him on this one.
That's
This one he said
rewind that.
This one he said now is in
That's right.
alignment with me. That's what I'm going to.
That is
The only reason why
because
women
the reason why I asked you. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm just overpowered.
You don't need to be respecting you.
The only reason why women find it difficult to
Now he
respect
just-
the
We
husband.
trust it because that is the.
Now he just said it. Now he just said it. I like that you just said it
You
now.
won't let me finish. The truth is, most women find it difficult to respect their man because they don't trust them.
Honestly, we can't even exhaust.
I told you before that we will not finish today. We will not
We've
finish.
not even
next week.
scratched this. We've not even scratched the surface of. I have a plethora of
Questions.
things I wanted to.
You people are coming back next
So
week.
we have to bring, honestly, Mr. Victor, please, I don't know if we can do a part 2 of this next week.
Yes.
Oh, next week. Well, let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. We need to do a part 2 of this because honestly, there is a lot I want us to harness from this particular topic about culture and marriage being relevant. Then
Because you see that culture, there's a deep dive that I wanted us to get when it comes to culture.
That I wanted to bring out because a lot of people don't even know that religion doesn't have anything to play with, either to do with marriage. I mean, as much as it is God ordained, but religion, when I mean,
Yes.
Shebi people say it's not church thing. You know that the biggest damage that church has done to the world
Is
the misconception
yes,
about marriage.
I agree.
Church killed many marriages.
100%. Yes. They are part of
so
the
this
problem
is
of marriage of
another
today.
topic.
If you want us to go there, we will do it.
So I don't know, maybe we can brush because we still have like 7 minutes more. Let us
brush through
let's
it.
brush through it.
Oh yeah.
So
The
first, I
only-
want to thank you again for that breakdown about respect because that is a word that I know I've always heard. And again, well, how's it that I'm not respecting you? I'm not cussing you out. I'm not cussing your mama because that's what we think. I'm not cussing your mama out. I'm not telling you smell. I'm not, So what is the thing? And you said, listen. But here's the thing. He said it. Gentlemen, we will listen to you if you give me something to listen to. I'm not being rude about it. I'm just
Come and behave yourself.
I'm behaving myself. Speaking my
And
mind.
can I tell you, sir, you have earned my respect. See why I earned my respect a long time ago. So when they say, what is E.F. Hutton? When he speaks, everybody, gentlemen like you, it's not hard for me to respect you. I mean, I'm not your wife or anything, but I'm just saying it's not going to be hard because you have shown me
a reason.
that I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna listen to him. He knows what he's saying.
knows what he-
But there are a few of you all that
There are plenty.
Okay, then I'll say
We
plenty.
know.
And we run into those. The ladies run into those.
Why do you
types.
guys run into them though?
We don't know.
That's the problem. We don't know.
They are victim of circumstance.
Uncle said it. I'm sorry, I've said everything.
Egbami,
Uncle missed it.
Egbami.
Victor, you said
What have I
it.
done to myself?
He said it earlier. We run into them because we keep lowering our
standard.
What is it again, teacher?
Foolishness.
Thank you.
Okay, you will not like this. You know that to every nuisance man you know, there is a woman that is breeding him.
I agree. 100%.
To every nuisance man that you can see,
Click that.
No, I
there is
agree.
a woman that is breeding him.
There's a
agree.
woman that built
Yeah.
That
him.
breeds
Breeds
that
him.
nuisance in
Either
him.
his mom
Yes.
or his girlfriend or his sister or something. I agree.
Every man that you know that is irresponsible
Someone is breeding.
is built by one woman. No, it's
I
not
agree.
someone, it's woman.
You're right.
No, I agree.
I've
You're
seen
right.
it.
And I agree. And that's why I said it to, I was saying it to one of my sisters. I said, we will do ourselves a disfavor if we do not train our boys to be better husbands and spouses out there.
If you see any man that is abusing his wife, trust me, there is a woman behind that is sponsoring it. Is either a mother, a sister,
or a
girlfriend. There is one woman that is always telling that man, your wife is doing too much, you should do like this to her, you should do like this to her. To every tears of a woman in an abusive relationship, there is a woman that is sponsoring it.
It's relative to me.
Men listen, every man have one woman that is consulting with.
It's relative.
Thank you for that.
That ego, that part of him.
And once he can trust that one over you, that one will influence how he treats you.
So it's relative. See why? You've given us a story.
Women supporting women is the biggest scam. Women don't support women.
And how your mom was mistreated.
Yes.
Do we want to say that was as a result of the man she was with, mother, or just his relative?
So I think his was more of I would say because he was doing his thing outside, he had some concubines outside. Then he would come back. Okay, I didn't tell you this part. My stepfather actually brought a woman to our house. We're living in a 1-bedroom house. On the same bed.
Wow.
And slept with the woman. My mom was sleeping on the one side, and the woman had sex with the woman.
Baba, the beef I have for men of those days. If you want to upset me, tell me that men of these days, you guys are not men. In the days of our fathers are nuisances. Our fathers are the beef I have for our fathers. Because you see, the most unfortunate set of men in the whole era of creation is these men. Our father that will be a faithful man 40 years in marriage. That same man will die. 5 women will show up with children.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What are you talking about?
Yes, sir.
But wait now, before you walk one girl to half of his streets, you are on Instagram. One stupid friend of a friend of a friend will snap your picture.
I know.
So this man did that. And guess what?
I beefed them. Look at how they are enjoying.
On that bed, and he was doing what he was doing. And guess where I was sleeping? I was sleeping on the floor.
The way those men take advantage of women and enjoy it and get away with it.
Yeah.
You see all this budget that we are dealing with now. This way the people are over sharp now. We can't even do it. Which devil will any man eat now that will bring a woman to his wife and they will sleep on the same bed? I don't care how stupid that man is. That man they will bury that man in 7 days.
Humbly, as you are watching me online,
do not try this at home. Do not try this at home.
I trust you. I can speak for you.
It's a suicide mission.
At home. You are home alone with the children.
Men of this generation we are not wrestling against flesh and blood.
I agree with Victor because he was.
They enjoy it.
He had someone outside, so probably that I don't know. The woman was there. I don't mind her. She's a very and he'll come back and offload on this woman here.
He's always in that mother, side chick, sister, younger sister. There's a woman. Have you not seen that if a woman is online talking about how the husband abused her? Go and read the comments. You will see women and say, my husband, a woman is saying her husband is not taking care of her and taking care of the children. You will see women, older women that will say, what's wrong with her? I trained 4 children through university by myself.
There's another topic you're going
Excuse me, ma. The fact that your life is miserable and you leave your children alone does not mean that should.
You are
Poverty is not home training.
We have the tool. Yeah.
Hi, God.
Your hardship is not the standard of living.
Right.
Your life ministry should not be the standard.
Oh man, I wish.
I am going to be rewinding this story.
We need to go. We'll do this again.
We need to. Anyway, guys, it's
because you see that culture, we never enter.
Bro, we never enter.
Because when we go culture, no, religion is under culture. It's a religious culture that is faulty.
I have Don't worry. We have to bring it back. We're bringing this topic back, guys, and it's going to be explosive. This time around, we will probably go like an hour plus because we need to exhaust it. But at this point in time, we have to go. Thank you very much. And I want to say, please, if you want to sponsor this podcast, if you're a company, organization, product, please reach out to, we have our information, numbers, call for sponsorship and for advertisement and all that, and we'll help you out. Thank you very much.
Seeking Beauty, Sammy Glow, come and advertise here. I'm calling on the brands for you now.
You only take the advertisement.
Sammy Glow, come and advertise.
Anyway, Mr. Victor, honestly, I don't know how to thank you. Thank you very much.
Very controversial human being.
He's not controversial. You see, it almost brought my mind for you.
You see, I told you anything she tell you about me.
He is not controversial.
She's a weapon fashion against me.
I am
He
a weapon
is
fashion
a man
against you.
of wisdom.
Very.
And Tisha, thank you very much for coming.
Tisha Pepe.
Thank you for making it work.
Women supporting women.
100%.
Always supporting. And my beautiful Creamy. You have any final words?
See, any final word, ladies and gentlemen, boys and all the girls out there. Ladies, like we said, do not lower your standard. For any man,
Lower it at your own risk.
don't lower your standard for any man. And you irresponsible men out there, change. The kingdom of God is at hand.
Okay, so just in one, one line of words. Any final words?
Actually, I'm going to piggyback and say, don't lower your standard. Listen to wisdom. If we want to know how to really have a good relationship with men, then you need to listen to men. Because I'm at that stage in my life. So I'm challenging you to listen to sound reasoning. Unlearn
To relearn.
to relearn.
Yep. Mr. Victor, any final words?
Well, one wise man said, life is in phases. People are in stages. The first way to live a happy life when it comes to marriage is self-recognition. When you come in terms with who you are and what is best for you, it is streamline what you open yourself to. And when you open yourself to, it makes you when you know yourself, you know your standards. And your standard is like cooking a soup. You know the recipe, you know what to put. So invest in self. And be honest with yourself. It's that easy.
That's it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So until
Peace out.
Next time, please like, share, comments, and send in your questions. We need more questions so that we can give you answers. God bless you. Peace out.
Bye.